Hey everyone, Jim here from Village Local. Thanks for joining us for another video. In this particular conversation, I want to cover a topic that is front of mind for many people right now, if it wasn't already before the pandemic, right? And that is the issue of social isolation and loneliness. Through the conversations that we have with hundreds of older Australians across the country every single week, when we talk about this idea of staying well in the home and accessing support services, most of the people, there is an overwhelming response by the community of people wanting to stay in their own homes, stay in the communities they know and love and trust, that they've become familiar with, and avoid going into facilities like nursing homes and retirement villages and things like that. There is a cohort that does want access to that. And the benefits that provides, the 24/7 care, the way that they're set up to better cater for the care needs of an individual, but there's an overwhelming majority that would want to stay in their own home. The issue, though, is with the years that we've had with the pandemic and the dramatically increased levels of social isolation that's brought about, it's really having an effect on people. And that equation of whether to stay in their own home and even more rely on family and friends to support the person that wants to stay in their home versus going into another environment where they could be socially connected or people could be socially connected, that equation is changing. So that being said, and the overwhelming desire for people to want to stay in their home, what I've done is I've put together a short list of resources that I want to make people aware of, that let them know that they're available, that they can reach out to them, to help overcome some of those issues of social isolation and loneliness that many of us have experienced throughout the year. So let's jump off with the first one. Hey guys, before we jump into that, I want you to do me a favor. If you're finding value in the videos that I put together and the information that I'm putting out there, please join the campaign, share this information with others in your local community who you think would really value the guidance and support and the general information that we put out there, all designed to help older people navigate their way through the aged care system and in order to access the support that they need to continue living safe and independent and well in the communities they know and love and trust. So please, if you know somebody who would also appreciate this information, forward it on, share with them the website link, send them an email to directing them to the website where they can subscribe, and that way they're going to get this ongoing information as well. We all need to do this together, and it's up to all of us to support the community. Look forward to speaking to you soon. All right, so the first one on my list is the Older Persons Advocacy Network. Now, I've mentioned this organization a number of times in previous videos, and I'll continue to do so because they're doing some fantastic work. Older Persons Advocacy Network, or shortened as OPAN, they're a government-funded organization, and they're really there to really provide general advice and guidance for people who are really confused about what support's available, how to access it, how to deal with their current situation. So they're a great first port of call to triage and direct your inquiry through the aged care system, okay? So that's the Old Persons Advocacy Network. And in particular, I want to call out a particular initiative that they run, that they've got government funding for, and that is an initiative called the Community Visitors Scheme, all right? So if you're feeling those effects of loneliness and isolation, then I encourage you, give OPAN a call. All the organizations that I'm mentioning in this video, I'm going to put all their contact details around. So just have a look at the website, you'll find their contact details, but give them a call and see if they offer that Community Visitors Scheme in your local area. They can do a check-in or even a social visit or things like that. Okay, so that's OPAM. The next one's a really interesting one. It sort of came out of nowhere, right? It's called the Kindness Pandemic, and I was on a webinar a little while ago, and the founder of this organization or this initiative was on there talking about this kindness pandemic, and it's only a recent thing, and I think in 2020 it was founded, but in such a short amount of time it's got such a big following. So it was founded by a lady by the name of Dr. Catherine Barrett, and the whole premise of the kindness pandemic is to connect people, to help people share stories. That whole idea of a problem shared is a problem halved. It's really tapping into that and sharing good news stories to tap into the good things that others are experiencing, and hopefully through that lift the vibe of the community, right? But there's one particular thing that I really, really like, initiative that I really like what they've done here, and it's called Tea Stories. So this is in partnership with the Older Women's Network as well. But it's essentially a way for people to connect online, have over a cup of tea, and share stories and share experiences. And it's proven to be a great way for people to build social connection at a time through social isolation. So that's the Kindness Pandemic. Look them up, reach out to them, learn more, go and visit their website. Great resources there. The third one on my list is, again, another highly valuable resource for people to know about, and that is the Australian Centre for Grief and Bereavement. Sharing some personal experience during this time of lockdowns and whatnot. I've personally attended a funeral. The family members, I can't imagine what that would have been, planning a funeral and seeing out and being with their loved one in those final months and days of their life through that really, really challenging time. And then dealing with the grief associated with that. I can't even imagine what that would have been. I know as a dear friend who passed away, that was tough enough for myself and my family, but there's somebody in the nucleic family that were taken to another level, right? So there is the Australian Centre for Grief and Bereavement that provides a lot of great resources, education, supporting people who are dealing with that, going through that really, really difficult time. It's always going to be hard, that road of grieving and bereavement. It can be a little bit easier if you've got the tools, if you've got the support around you, and you can share experiences from those who have been through it as well to assist you through that. So I encourage you to check out their website, give them a call. There are people that you can speak to if you're really challenged by it, like we all are. That's the obvious. But the takeaway message is, if you're feeling really, really alone through this time, then you can connect with people to not be alone and to go through it with somebody and share that experience with. Okay. In the same light of that, I want to highlight another, what looks to be a fantastic organisation. Again, a relatively new one as well, but they're called Violet, right? Violet is an organisation that was set up to support those who were supporting others who were in the last days of their life. Okay, this is obviously, again, a really, really difficult time for people, and in the era of a pandemic, when social isolation and lockdowns have made it even harder to leverage the support of family and friends in this really, really difficult time. It's great to see we've got organisations like Violet to offer such support and guidance as well. So what Violet do is they've got a lot of people, like guidance people, where you can call them up, have a judgment-free conversation with somebody who probably got personal experience that they can share with you. They're well-trained people. They can offer resources and help you plan for some of the difficult things that lie ahead. Right, inevitably lie ahead. Having difficult conversations with family members, navigating the complexities of that, providing resources essentially to lighten the load of what you're probably going to experience over the coming months. So Violet, another great resource if you find yourself in that situation. The fifth thing on my list is actually a few things, but it's under the one category, and that is a bunch of organisations that focus on chronic disease management. So these organisations, the things on the list are, Arthritis Australia, Dementia Australia, Stroke Foundation, Heart Foundation. These are organisations that have a sole focus in supporting people with a particular chronic condition. And the reason why I've got those on my list is because those organisations, they know exactly what the person who's got that chronic condition is experiencing. They know the challenges, the daily challenges that they're facing. And because of that, add in the whole element of social isolation as well. They've got great insight into not only the challenges you've got, but also solutions to overcome such challenges as well. So if you visit their website, most of those websites from those organizations I've listed have got resources, dedicated resources to give you guidance to better that situation. So again, that's Arthritis Australia, Dementia Australia, the Stroke Foundation, and the Heart Foundation. And all the links are on this website as well. I've thrown in one other little bonus thing, a little tip as well. Local council websites, in my opinion, are the forgotten child, right? They're an underutilized resource. Most councils internally within the council, they've got dedicated resources supporting older Australians who live in their local constituent, get the most out of the local community, right? So don't forget the local council and their website as a great resource of information and support to help you remain connected to your local community. Quite often, the local council receives government grants to fund local grassroots initiatives, which you can get involved in. I know that's really messed things up, that whole social aspect and the way that a lot of those programs are being delivered through a pandemic. But nonetheless, they're there, and they're quite often they've got fallback programs or initiatives that you can get involved with. But the takeaway message is get online to check out what's available. If you're not able to get online for whatever reason, you're limited access to the internet, limited access to the computer, or it's just not convenient for you, then just get on the phone. Get the phone number for the local council and tell them about your situation and ask them who the best person to speak to about your situation is, who can share some insight into what support's available in your local area. Okay, so please, takeaway message is yes, loneliness, social isolation is real. We've all certainly felt the effects of it. The takeaway message is don't suffer in silence. Okay, reach out, get connected, find out what's available, and better the situation. If you've got any questions, by all means, you can shout out to us at Village Local. Our phone number, 1300 87 43 42. And there's a link on this page too if you want to email us as well. On that note, stay well, stay safe, and I look forward to catching you next time. All the best. Bye.